me, Goku!
Yo, what is up? Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing well. We are back for another review, this time with Martialist Forever Returned from Beyond. Now, this review isn't going to be too much of the whole showcase and everything like that, because it is a fairly simple, figure. It's nothing too different from the one we got. Was that last year? Was that last year we got that other Martialist Forever? It was definitely a long time ago. But in terms of the figure itself, it's just not that different in terms of the actual body and all that stuff there. The main topics with this figure is probably just going to be the aesthetic, any quality improvements in terms of the actual playability, some accessories and stuff like that. A little bit of head swaps, of course, because I do think, and I will start off with this for the beginning of the video, this head sculpt is carrying this body, okay, or this release. Now, that makes sense, right? The body itself is not anything new that they haven't done. There is some slight changes to it in terms of like the boots, for example, and let me move the lights. There you go. You can see a little bit of difference there in the boots. Hopefully it's not too dark that you can't see. There you go. Focus. They did change the boots a little bit there. I'm gonna grab the other release really quick so you can see right off the bat. Yeah, definitely a big difference there. The boots are more like legendary Super Saiyan Goku, I feel. I don't have him on hand to look at, but I do feel like that is what it resembles more, which honestly is an improvement over the last one, which shows that there's them taking, some feedback or genuinely wanting to make some changes to it, even though it's fairly simple ones. In terms of the color palette, not really phased by it. It's not for me personally. I still really enjoy the prior one that they had in that darker orange, which is what it looks like here. Don't mind the future Gohan. This is exactly what I waited for this body to come out for. But then the Games Weekend Goku came out, so well, it's not out yet, but it got announced for pre-order. So yeah, I prefer this color palette much more to the new one that they went with, but it's fine. Everybody's probably got different tastes and will enjoy it. Additionally, of course, as you saw in the beginning of the video for the first, 2-3 seconds, hopefully, we did get a new Goku head sculpt. It's not new, but it comes with the Halo option available in it. If you take it off, it's not really any different from the other one we got. What you do get out of this, though, is another faceplate if you do own that prior release. So in total, you'll have about 6 faceplates for a base Goku from Demoniacal Fit, which is not too bad if you are, a Demoniacal Fit collector or you've just got that other sculpt on hand. In terms of the actual sculpt work, or at least recreation of the faceplates from the manga or, from the series, the anime, whatever, I mean, it's not easy, I think, to bring 2D art to life in a, head sculpt format like this, or 3D, whatever, right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm getting my words jumbled up here, but it's not easy. You've seen multiple studios try that, and some do good, some fail, some get there a little bit, but it still looks off, and it's not a perfect thing. I will say that they did their best here. The likelihood of us seeing it done officially is probable, but not guaranteed. So I'll always be curious to see what goes on there, but it's still nice that they would include it. They didn't really have to give you 3 total or 2 head sculpts and 1 extra bang. But that brings me to my point that I really want to highlight in this video about this Goku. This head sculpt is really carrying this release for me. If you didn't know, I've been waiting for this particular head sculpt and the bangs that come with it to release since they first teased it, which could have been like, I don't know, maybe more than a year ago. They first had a render, then they had prototypes, and we just never knew if it was going to come out or not. And then finally, lo and behold, here we go. So here we go. I'm actually just going to immediately start taking this off and putting it on other figures. But very quickly before I do that, let me show you what this looks like with this bang. And let me change it really quickly to the other one. And in terms of the faceplates, I mean, they're not too different from the base faceplates. I mean, they're obviously different in that they're Super Saiyan. But the expressions in general are kind of more still, I don't want to be mean and say generic, but they kind of are. It's like thinking of Tamashii Nation's Ssj4 Gogeta and how they kind of keep that same consistency. it's pretty much like that. The faces are not super stylized. I think the most different faceplate in the entire accessory set you get here out of them is the yelling one. It looks really good, which I'll put on here in a second. And quickly, I might as well just go through the rest of them as well. But this yelling expression is actually like really well done. I really like it. Looks really cool, especially on some other bodies. It looks really nice, and with the halo, it's not too bad either. But without further ado, let me just quickly show the other faceplates. Then I'm gonna pop this bad boy off and put them on some other figures with some sticky tack. There's that gritting expression, and hopefully the lights are not too bad. They've been kind of dying on me, I'm not gonna lie. And then there's the stern. And for those wondering, yes, the peg is pretty much the same, so you don't really have to worry about doing anything extra with buying more, you know, pegs or anything like that. That's the prior release, you know, head sculpt on there. Anything that fit with AFFM Customs head sculpt conversion pegs that you had on there will work on this body as well, which should be probable, right? It would have been crazy if they pulled a Tamashii and changed that on you, but it's a good thing they didn't, right? So now let's get into our first head swap here. I'm gonna grab this famous old release that they did back in, I don't know what year that was, because I don't even think I was collecting SHF at the time they released this body, but it's still pretty damn cool. So without further ado, let me show it off really quick. I don't have hands on him, so don't laugh at me, but this right here is my favorite like body to put this head sculpt on. I've been messing with it for the last, I don't know, the last few hours that I've had it. And if somebody could recast this head sculpt, or maybe I just have to sacrifice and buy another one and recolor it to my preferred style of Super Saiyan Blue in terms of the color, man, this would be a killer Ssj Goku, I'm not gonna lie. It would do them wonders to just say F it and make a new Goku in this outfit, this attire, whether that's Tamashii Nations or somebody else. But this outfit right here is banger. With this head sculpt, even better. I can't stress that enough, how much I like this head sculpt on a lot of the other bodies. I'm gonna showcase it on about 2 more bodies and then we'll close out. But the highlight of this video is going to be this head sculpt with this particular set of the bangs on. Now we've got the Ultra Instinct Goku body. This accessory that you see on it is actually the Air Studios Torn Goku Kit. It features decals for the Galactic Patrol as well as a decal or sticker for his chest when he got, you know, yeah, he got axed by Moro in the manga, which I'm sure people want to see that animated someday, Toei, so get your shit together, pause. Anyways, yeah, it looks really, really nice. Of course, this is sticky tack on here. I'm not willing to take out the peg in the neck of these 2.0 bodies just yet. Skin tones may not be perfect, but honestly, you can fix that with other tools, let's just say. I've got one more body I want to showcase this sculpt on, and then I think I'm going to close it out there. All right, so with that brings us to the conclusion of this little review. That, in case you're wondering, is one of the old Kong Studios bodies. It's actually one of the original releases, so it's probably why it doesn't look as good compared to the more recent ones. But absolutely, I do recommend going to buy it if you really enjoy the head sculpt. At least I can't say like in good faith to go get it for the body, just because there is a better option. The game's Beginning Goku, while not everybody may like what they're doing with, you know, the shins and the pants and all that stuff and how it looks, it is trying a lot of new articulation and technology in there, and I think a lot of people should give that a try to see if they really like it or not, versus something like this. I mean, it's not bad to get, it's just there's a lot more potential possibility and posability, I think, with the game's Beginning Goku over this. Of course, I will always say, if you like the head sculpt or whatever accessories come with it, get it for that, because it does make it more fun to play with some of the figures, pose them, whatever you want to do. But like I say, this head sculpt carries this release for me. I really enjoy it. Don't really care for the base part of it. That could go. If it weren't there, I wouldn't really cry about it. But also, if you do happen to have, where is he? If you happen to have the Air Future Gohan kit, I mean, hey, that's a nice free body for you to actually assemble it and leave it together. That was one of the issues I had, is I didn't jump on getting a second martialist forever, which I'm kind of happy about because I would have had to have 2 of them and missed out on getting this nice sculpt. But now you can actually make this possibility for now, obviously, until somebody wants to drop a Future Gohan figure, whether that's Tamashii Nations or unaffiliated, unofficial parties. Yeah, besides that, of course, I would drop some links in either the description, probably the description, in terms of where you can buy these on AliExpress. If you're waiting for 5K toys, like we always say, it's gonna be at least another month, maybe a few more weeks. They get their stuff by boat, cargo ship. It takes longer to arrive by sea than it does over, the sky and the air. So that's always going to be the reason. For those not wanting to order through AliExpress, then that's your option, is to wait for 5K Toys or other local retailers that carry Demoniacal Fit products. Anyways, that's been this review. Probably one of the better figures, in my opinion, that I've really enjoyed. The Gogeta was good. I'm curious to see how people like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta whenever that comes out. It's been said to come in November. I don't really believe it will come in November, because the Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to drop in November. So I don't really believe that they'll have both of the figures ready by that time period, right? Or at least willing to drop both in the same time period. They're obviously in competition, somewhat of a race with Kami 1, Tanzanar Toys. I don't really see the necessity for it. They're gonna get sales either way. People are gonna buy that Super Saiyan 4 figure from both respective studios, because we don't have an official Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta shfiguarts. Like, it's just gonna happen either way. But with that being said, let's end it here. Like I said, great sculpt, body's cool. Glad they improved on some of the quality of it. And yeah, for about 45-ish bucks, I at least hope it's still there at the time I'm making this video. Not too bad of a release, but I still say go get games with Beyond Goku. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully it will be a video about all the recent news, or we'll be talking about the TK Custom Ultra Instinct Goku sets, because those are actually pretty damn fire. But catch you in the next one. Peace.